Remember a time when a cartoon about grammar was the highlight of your Saturday mornings? A time when you could sing every word of Conjunction Junction without hesitation, but somehow still forgot to study for your test on Monday? From 1973 to 1985, Schoolhouse Rock aired 64 episodes on ABC, delivering 3-minute lessons wrapped in cool jazz, colorful animation, and unforgettable hooks. These weren't dull classroom lectures. They were clever, catchy, and somehow managed to permanently lodge grammar rules, math tables, and even the preamble to the Constitution into our brains. Today, we are counting down 15 weird and wonderful facts about Schoolhouse Rock. But before we jump in, take a second to hit that like button, subscribe, and hype the video. It helps YouTube share this with more fans of classic Saturday morning TV. Alright, let's kick things off with number 15. 15. It all started because one kid struggled with math. In the early 70s, advertising executive David McCall noticed something curious about his son. The kid could sing every Rolling Stones lyric perfectly, yet couldn't remember how to multiply 7 by 8 to save his life. That's when inspiration struck. What if learning felt like listening to a song instead of sitting through detention? McCall brought in jazz musician Bob Dorough, a recording artist known for sharp lyrics and playful rhythms. Dorough had once made a novelty album based on ingredient labels from canned food, so turning math into music didn't faze him. He created a tune called 3 is a Magic Number. 3 is a magic number. Yes, it is. The song was so catchy that even adults couldn't stop humming it. Illustrator Tom Yohei, who worked at McCall's ad agency, began sketching visuals to match the music. Suddenly, this wasn't just educational, it was entertaining. It takes 3 legs to make a tripod or to make a table stand. McCall and producer George Newell pitched the idea to ABC. There, fate intervened. Michael Eisner, a young executive under pressure to add educational content, liked it, but wasn't fully convinced. Then animation legend Chuck Jones, creator of Bugs Bunny, happened to be in the room. He watched the pilot, turned to Eisner, and said just one word: buy it. According to Newell, it became the fastest deal in television history. ABC ordered the series immediately and slotted it between cartoons. On January 6, 1973, Multiplication Rock premiered. Kids everywhere learned that learning could actually swing. The success led to Grammar Rock, America Rock, and a full-blown pop culture phenomenon. Years later, Eisner admitted people mentioned Schoolhouse Rock to him more than Raiders of the Lost Ark or The Lion King. All because one kid loved Mick Jagger more than math. 14. The name came from Elvis. Before it became Schoolhouse Rock, the show nearly went by Scholastic Rock, a name that sounded more like a pop quiz than a cartoon. The problem? Scholastic Incorporated already owned it. Then someone remembered Elvis Presley's 1957 hit Jailhouse Rock. Swap Jailhouse for Schoolhouse, keep the rebellious edge, and suddenly you've got a title that tells kids exactly what they're in for: learning without punishment. When Multiplication Rock debuted in 1973, the name stuck. It was catchy, clear, and didn't sound like homework. Let's be honest, Scholastic Rock wouldn't have survived past the first commercial break. 13. Every song had to be exactly 3 minutes. If the segments always felt perfectly paced, that's because they were. Every Schoolhouse Rock short had to run exactly 3 minutes. This wasn't symbolic. ABC needed uniform-length interstitials to fill gaps between cartoons. The creators, being ad professionals, knew how to deliver a message fast. They wrote lessons like commercial jingles, tight, rhythmic, and instantly memorable. That meant trimming content. Dorough's original 3 is a magic number included the lyric: a man and a woman had a little baby. It was cut for time. Songs like My Hero, Zero, and The Four-Legged Zoo lost verses that later reappeared on album versions. Those constraints turned out to be a blessing. Each song had to hook you immediately, teach something meaningful, and finish before the next cartoon. What should have been filler became pop culture gold. 12. Real educators approved every song. Before teaching millions of kids, Schoolhouse Rock had to pass review by real educators at Bank Street College of Education in New York City. When Dorough finished 3 is a magic number, the team tested it in real classrooms. The kids remembered both the song and the lesson. That success convinced ABC the concept worked. From then on, Bank Street reviewed every script and lyric. This was especially important during America Rock, when topics like the Constitution needed precision. That partnership ensured the show was both fun and accurate. which explains why we still remember the lyrics decades later. 11. A Connecticut barn saved the show. When Schoolhouse Rock ended in 1985, no one preserved the original materials. Animation cells, sheet music, and 24 Trackmaster tapes vanished into storage. Years later, as nostalgia surged in the early 90s, ABC explored a revival. That search led to an unexpected discovery. The original master audio reels were found in a barn in Connecticut. No one knows exactly how they got there, but those dusty boxes made high-quality re-releases possible and fueled the show's return in 1993. The revival didn't need a big budget, just a barn and perfect timing. 10. Bob Dorough was a jazz legend. Before teaching kids multiplication, Bob Dorough was already respected in the jazz world. He recorded his debut album Devil May Care in 1956, played Paris clubs, and even recorded with Miles Davis in 1962. Davis once called Dorough a didactic tyrant, which from Miles was basically praise. Dorough brought bebop rhythms, unexpected key changes, and playful phrasing to Schoolhouse Rock. He performed well into his 90s, earned a Grammy nomination in 1974, and received the National Endowment for the Arts Jazz Masters Award in 2019. Bob Dorough passed away on April 23, 2018, at the age of 94. 9. The musicians used their own kids as singers. Many of the backing vocals were performed by the musicians' own children, including Arlen Dorough, Bob's daughter. Their unpolished voices gave the song's real classroom energy. You can hear it clearly in The Four-Legged Zoo. It sounds like learning happening in real time, messy, joyful, and alive. That authenticity became part of the show's charm. 8. 3 is a Magic Number became hip-hop. In 1989, De La Soul sampled 3 is a Magic Number for their debut album 3 Feet High and Rising. The track became the Magic Number, a cornerstone of alternative hip-hop. Legal issues kept the album off streaming until 2023, but when Spider-Man: No Way Home used the song in 2021, Gen X fans instantly recognized it. From cartoons to hip-hop to Marvel, 3 really was magic. 7. Interplanet Janet ruled the solar system. Interplanet Janet debuted on November 18, 1978, part of Science Rock. Written and performed by Lynn Ahrens, the song taught kids the planets with funk and optimism. When Pluto was reclassified in 2006, later releases quietly updated the lyrics. Janet returned in 2009 with Solar Power to the People. 6. I'm Just a Bill became civic legend. Premiering on March 27, 1976, I'm Just a Bill explained how laws are made. Written by Dave Frischberg and voiced by Jack Sheldon, it became Civic's 101 for a generation. In 2018, it was added to the National Recording Registry. 5. The preamble out-taught the classroom. Airing on November 1, 1975, the preamble turned the Constitution into a folk sing-along. Written and performed by Lynn Ahrens, it remains one of the most beloved segments ever. 4. College students brought it back. In the early 90s, nostalgic Gen X college students petitioned for a revival. ABC listened, bringing the show back in 1993 and even producing new episodes. 3. It broke a Kennedy Center record. In January 2013, Bob Dorough performed at the Kennedy Center's Millennium Stage. Nearly 1,000 people showed up, setting an attendance record for that venue. 2. Conjunction Junction ruled them all. First airing on November 17, 1973, Conjunction Junction became the most recognizable song in the series. Conjunction Junction, what's your function? Ask anyone born between 1965 and 1985, and they'll sing the answer. 1. The creators made almost no money. Despite its massive impact, Schoolhouse Rock was a work-for-hire project. The creators were paid modest fees, while ownership went to the network, and later to Disney in 1996. Bob Dorough never got rich from it, but he did get something better, a legacy that taught billions.